Charles Barkley recently spoke out against Kevin Durant in an interview with Arizona Sports 98.7 FM. I'm just going to read a few quotes from this interview he had with them. So the first quote is, "He gets mad when we say it. He piggybacked on the Warriors to win his first two championships. But if you go back and look at his career as the best player and being a leader, that all goes with that. He's been an abject failure. I mean, every time he's been like the guy who has to be the leader and the best player, he has not had success." So the next quote is, "He seems like a miserable person. Man, I'd call him Mr. Miserable. He's never going to be happy." So, what do I think about Charles' comments? Yeah, I definitely have to agree with what he said about him not being a leader. And when he was like the best player on his teams, he's never ever been a leader. I think that was part of the reasons why he left OKC, because he didn't want to shoulder that burden of responsibility or just deal with what it takes to be a leader. When you're a leader, you got to make unpopular decisions and take the heat from it, and just you take the blame. But granted, you get all the credit when you succeed. I didn't think he wanted to do that. I think he was too scared to speak up about certain things, such as his issues with Russell Westbrook. He would always be passive aggressive about it when people would ask him, "How do you feel about Russell not passing the ball enough?" And he would say, like, "Hey, I need Russ to take as many shots as he wants to take. It's good for our team. It's good for myself." When he was obviously lying about it. It was just really stupid. Being passive aggressive is a sign that you're not a leader. I definitely believe that. And Kevin Durant has always been a very passive aggressive guy. Like, he has a hard time expressing his thoughts clearly, I believe. Like, saying controversial things. Not I'm going to be careful the way I articulate this, is that I'm not saying controversial things to be controversial, but saying things that are controversial, knowing that you're right. For example, just saying Westbrook is a ball hog. That would have been controversial in the media because they would have created drama, but it's the truth. I think Durant has a hard time, saying the right thing because he's scared of the controversy. And when he does create controversy, it's because he's illogical and stupid, as that sounds. He's just always saying it out of his feelings, out of his emotions, which is a sign that he's not a leader. Because if you're a leader, you have good control of your emotions. But Durant doesn't. He responds to everybody online, just random fans. He snaps back at them. He snaps at the media. He makes emotionally stupid decisions. I think that's been the constant theme of his NBA career, and maybe even his life. I don't know that much about him outside of the basketball court, but this guy makes decisions out of emotions. He left the Warriors. I mean, he left the Thunder inside with the Warriors just based on his emotions of how he felt he would enjoy playing with, Steph Curry, and just having that easy ability to win a championship. He was just all emotional about it. I remember hearing the stories about it, just how he went there because of how he felt, not making a logical decision or being aware that if he joins this team, he's going to deal with all this intense hatred because he's manufacturing a championship by joining them. Everyone knows it. And then when he signed with them, I remember reading this quote where he said to, I think, his manager at the time, or his agent, that, "Why the hell did you let me do this?" Which shows, again, this guy is an emotional basket case. He doesn't have the ability to make logical decisions. And I think that showed again this offseason when the Warriors won the championship. I really believe Kevin Durant wanted to get traded, not so much because of the way Kyrie was treated, but mainly because he was pissed off the Warriors had won a championship, and he was very sensitive about it. And the reason for that is because he knew people were going to discredit him even more for winning those previous two championships of the Warriors. They were going to say, like, "Well, you rode Steph Curry, you rode his coattails, but you weren't the best player on those two championship teams." Granted, I feel Kevin Durant was, but that's how it's now framed. And I knew Durant was going to react emotionally, and he did. That's exactly what happened. I think that was a big reason why he was trying to get traded, because he was just so desperate to be in a situation where a championship would be guaranteed, so he can just get back at people. So like, hey, I showed you. So I definitely believe that he's not a leader. He's very emotional. He's not capable of making logical decisions. And I think that's a large part about why he's never going to be happy, like Charles said, and why he's a miserable person. Just he doesn't know how to think clearly. That's something, a skill that he never developed, and that's something he'll never have. Just it's just not there. So this is a guy who will always be miserable, even when he does have success, like he did with the Warriors. There'll be something that bothers him, and he's just very emotional, sensitive. Those types of people are very difficult to please over the long term, or to even find happiness. So I just think this guy is just a basket case. He will be like that for his rest of his career, and even after basketball, who knows what this guy will do. Just there's definitely something wrong with him. So that's all I have to say about this.